Hey everybody, it's Carrie with Seed to Spoon. So it is a very, very windy Oklahoma day. And so I thought that I would seek some cover in the chicken area here while I made a quick video. So hopefully you all can hear me okay and the wind isn't too loud. So today I wanted to talk about a common misconception that people have about gardening. So I hear all the time from people saying things like, I don't have enough room to grow, or I don't have enough space. Or we're only in an apartment, or, something along those lines. So I just wanted to talk about various ways that you can go ahead and get started growing some food, even if you have just a little bit of space or live in an apartment or something like that. So for those of you who are new to our channel, may not realize that Dale and I both are new to this, this type of life, living in a rural setting with a bunch of animals, and I'm loving it. But before, about a year ago, we both lived in the middle of the city. We had grown up in the city. So we've always lived in an urban area. And whenever we first started gardening, that's what we did too. So we were living in the middle of a city in a neighborhood with an HOA and having to deal with trying to grow food there. So we're very familiar with it. So our backyard was just a normal grass backyard whenever we first started growing food back in 2015. I'll see if I can find a bunch of pictures of this and I'll overlay it too so you can see what I'm talking about. So we had just a regular Bermuda grass backyard, and we decided that we would start trying to grow some of our own food instead of spending so much money at the grocery store and trying to buy organic food. It just was getting very expensive. So we started, thinking about maybe we should try growing some of it and try to live a little bit healthier. So we started out with a couple raised beds, and then we slowly just started expanding more and more and building onto our garden until we pretty much used our entire backyard. So you definitely don't need to grow food on the extreme that we did in the past, but we just got really excited and we wanted to grow one of everything and try everything out and experiment with everything. It was a lot of fun. But you definitely don't have to go to that level, and you really only need a little bit of space to grow some food for yourself and your family. So today I just thought I would talk about a few of the ideas and principles that we used when we were back in the city, ways that made it a lot easier to save space whenever we were growing food with a limited area. So the first thing I want to talk about is square foot gardening. So if you're not familiar with this concept, I have a video that I made a couple months ago that I will link to. And Joey has apparently a lot to say too about it. But I will link to the video where I talk a lot more in depth about square foot gardening. So essentially, square foot gardening is just where you divide up your garden into plots of squares just to make it easier and stay more organized. And the book tells you exactly how many plants you can plant in this one square, and it just helps you pretty much just get more bang for your buck. So our app goes through and makes this a lot easier too, and it spells out exactly how many plants per square that you can put of the different plants. It also talks a lot about a specific soil mix that helps you plant more dense. So their soil mix that they talk about is what we recommend using and what we always use in our garden as well. So it's 3 equal parts of vermiculite or perlite, and then peat moss or coconut coir, and then compost. So whenever we first started gardening, square foot gardening was really where we focused everything. And I will link more to that video down in the description as well if you want to learn more about square foot gardening and how to do this easily in your backyard. So another concept that they actually talk about in square foot gardening as well, that we used a lot, was vertical growing. So we had a lot of different trellises. We had trellises that went straight up and down. We had arch trellises. And anything that we could grow vertical, we did, because it saved a lot of space on the ground and just growing straight up instead of on the ground. And it actually was really beneficial too, because it helped us identify more pest issues and be aware more of what was going on with the plant. So we make a lot of our own trellises, and I have a video that I will link to down in the description that talks all about the different trellises that we make and how we use them and all of that. So I know some people don't even have a backyard that they can work with. So those people that just have a patio or a balcony or something like that, it is still possible for you to grow on that area. And this is where smart pots really come in handy. If you are not familiar with smart pots, these are fabric raised beds that help make growing a lot simpler. They're way better than standard pots because of how well that they perform. The roots don't get root bound like in standard pots. So we really like planting in these. And there's ones that you can get that are small enough that you can actually move around too. So you can move them, put them on a deck, on a patio, and places like that. So you can also grow vertically on a porch or a deck or anything like that using smart pots. So we have smaller trellises that we've put inside of smart pots and grown up against the wall of our patio. And that way you're getting the most use out of your area that you have. And I know a common issue that people have when growing on a deck or a patio that they mention is that it is primarily shaded. So there is food that you can grow whenever you have a shaded area. And I have a video all about it, the top 10 plants that you can grow to eat in a shaded area. So I will link to that if you have that issue. And lastly, you may not even have a patio, a deck, or backyard or anything like that to grow, but you can still have inside. So we do a lot of our growing inside. We primarily grow our microgreens indoors, and we have a tabletop grow light where we have a tray sitting underneath, and we grow these microgreens year round. So it works fantastic for us. So that might be a really good option for you if you have if you don't have a backyard or anywhere outside you can grow. You can also create a grow rack. We have a video about one that we made that holds a lot of different plants, and it was all for pretty cheap. I'll link to that video too if you're interested in having a bigger setup indoors as well. So really, I just wanted to make a quick video just to encourage those of you who maybe feel like they can't grow food because they don't have a big enough yard or enough space. But, just to really show you, you don't have to have a lot of space to grow some food and to try and live a healthier lifestyle by eating more healthy food. So I really encourage anyone to grow, something as little as microgreens indoors. So anybody can do it. And our app is built to help you every step of the way. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure that you do. It'll walk you through growing over 100 different fruits, vegetables, herbs, and it'll give you information all about like how to plant, when to plant, and all of that. So it'll really help making growing simple if you are just getting started. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure that you check out our November contest. We are giving away a free 6-foot long smart pot. So these are amazing smart pots, and it can help you get started. So make sure you check that out. I will include the link below too in the description if you wanted to subscribe to our channel and comment to get entered into that. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys next time.